Coming up on 9:52 on News Radio 680 WPTF. This is Mitch Kokai sitting in for Rick and Donna Martinez on You Don't Say. And our special guest, Tony Williamson from Mandolin Central. It's kind of interesting that Tony's been exposing us to what you might have heard listening on WPTF on 680 AM years ago, because that was a typical part of the programming on WPTF years ago. So going back to the roots in some respects, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, I'm really honored to be here doing this because it's a big part of my experience growing up, and some of my heroes were here playing, and some of the music they recorded and played over these airwaves. And also during the, I think maybe the early 80s, late 70s, WPTF had a live show down at the Memorial Hall downtown with Hap Hansen, and we played that quite a bit.
Yeah, very good.
I've had a long history with this station.
Part of this station's history. And speaking of history, one of the people who's going to be helping you out this coming event for the IBMA is Charlie Cushman, who's also part of an interesting group that is a flat and Scruggs tribute band, the Earls of Leicester. And I think what was started to be just kind of a fun thing really took off and got a lot of acclaim in the bluegrass community, didn't it?
They've won Grammys. They've toured all over the world. It's amazing. Jerry Douglas, the dobro player, the man who's breathed an incredible new life into the dobro, the great musician, had the idea. He loved old Flat and Scruggs music, so he called his very favorite friends together and formed this band mainly to have fun with it. And it's just taken off. People just love the show that they put on because it is like that old Flat and Scruggs show. And Charlie Cushman, IBMA Banjo Player of the Year last year, is nobody does it better when it gets up there on stage to play in the Earl Scruggs stuff.
And Charlie's going to be helping you out at just one of the appearances you'll be making at the IBMA Festival coming up at the end of the month. Tell us, if people have been listening and think, I'd like to hear more of this, where and when can they hear Tony Williamson and his friends?
Okay, on the Vintage Instrument Program in the Convention Center on the second floor, with Charlie Cushman, Darren Aldridge, and myself. That'll be on Saturday at noon, October 1st. Now, if you're out on the street on Friday around 12:15, the Williamson Brothers Band will be at the Davie Street stage. There'll be a number of stages out there throughout the weekend that you can enjoy as you walk around downtown. Also, at the bottom floor of the Convention Center, I'll have a Mandolin Central booth. And I think that is also accessible to the public Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you come by, there's usually a lot of picking down there, a lot of jamming. You meet really cool, interesting people. If you are a bluegrass fan, you'll see a lot of your heroes walking around, and come by the Mandolin Central booth and say hi.
And certainly if you're like me and really can't play music very well, but you love to see those instruments, that exhibitors section is just incredible, because you see all these great instruments, brand new ones, including ones that have new and different designs, but also some of the classics, things like a Lloyd Loar mandolin. I could tell you that one of the years I went and I saw that they had one of those Lloyd Loar mandolins up there. It was another booth, and I was looking at it, and the guy said, "Well, you could play it if you want." And I thought, I think I will. I was like, as long as I don't drop it,
Yeah, be careful. If you drop it, you bought it.
Don't drop it. But that was plenty of fun. Well, we have just a little bit more time, and I know that a lot of people who are listening and enjoying this are saying, "Kokai, stop yakking and let Tony Williamson play another tune." Tony, we probably have about 3 minutes. So if there is a tune that you'd like to play that'll take us out, that'd be great.
Okay, Mitch. Thank you so much for having me here on WPTF this morning, and really appreciate all the folks that listened in. I think this song is probably one of my most popular songs. It's one I wrote back years ago. It's called "Nobody Loves You Like a Mountain Girl." In the Great Smoky Mountains, up along a muddy creek, there's an old log cabin with a chimney at its peak. You look around the corner and there she peeks, that wild-eyed mountain girl. Mountain girl, mountain girl, prettiest thing in the whole wide world. Get your heart all in a whirl. Nobody loves you like a mountain girl. You can't hardly catch her, but if you do, she'll dance the buck and wing all night with you. You never have to worry if her heart is true. She's a wild-eyed mountain girl. Mountain girl, prettiest thing in the whole wide world. Get your heart all in a whirl. Nobody loves you like a mountain girl. She's the 13th daughter of an old mountain man. Her grandpappy heads a hillbilly clan. If you mistreat her, you feel his hand. Wild-eyed mountain girl. Mountain girl, prettiest thing in the whole wide world. Get your heart all in a whirl. Nobody loves you like a mountain girl. Nobody loves you like a mountain girl. Nobody loves you like a mountain girl.
Very nice. Tony Williamson of Mandolin Central, mandolincentral.com. Is that right? Yes.
That's correct. Yes,
mandolincentral.com. You can learn more about not only Tony's instruments, but also his appearances coming up, the various recordings he's done, including, I know you've done at least one album that was entirely with Lloyd Loar mandolins and different ones on each track. Is that right?
13 different Lloyd Loar mandolins, each with its own track, played solo. And I'm working on volume 2 now.
All right, with the same set or different ones now?
They'll be all different.
Wow, so by the end of 24, 25 different Lloyd Loar mandolins. Well, that is amazing. You can hear and see Tony Williamson coming up at the end of this month, the last week of September, into that first day of October, October 1st, the IBMA International Festival taking place in downtown Raleigh. Let's cross our fingers that the weather is good, because if it is, you'll have plenty of fun heading out to downtown Raleigh to hear all of that great bluegrass. Tony Williamson, thanks so much for joining us on News Radio 680 WPTF.
Oh, thanks, Mitch. It's a great fun and a pleasure to be here.
And coming up next, Bill LeMay on News Radio 680 WPTF.
Breaking news, traffic, weather. News Radio 680 WPTF Raleigh.